Hi, I am IK. Welcome to plain object. Plain object. In last video, I spoke about poor function. Now plain object. Plain object and the action object must be plain object. Action object is there is two properties. There is type, action type, and payload. Here is a payload. Payload, you look at in curly brackets. Object, poor object is inside of curly brackets. We type with our fingers in curly brackets, and inside curly brackets there is a properties and value. Properties column value. And here is a payload. Here is curly brackets and finished curly brackets. All this inside is properties. Properties. One of properties, like reactions, is object also. And it is payload is plain object, but payload is properties of action object. Action object, there is type, action type, and payload. Action type we don't see here. Action type create this function, create slice. How create? Take name of this reducer slash method function, for example, reaction added, or here it is post added, reaction added, post added, post delete. It is coming after slash. Posts, reducer, slash, and this function here inside of look at inside reducers. And you must have a lot of experience, a lot of training. You must repeat and repeat and repeat. That practice, create portfolio, but that practice is very, very neat because there is not explicit some action here. This create slice function with coming with Redux toolkit. Make instead of us a lot of coding, and here we declare object post slice equal function, and here in parameter of that function create slice we have all that. Here it is, all that scripting, and that scripting is all about reducer and action. Reducer and action, and action, there is a payload and type of action. And what to do with payload? Look at state. This is what state? It is actually state. And method push. Payload would be pushed here in post added reducer. And in reaction added would be reaction added would be plus plus, would be grow, would be up for one. Reaction added. Post update would be explicitly equal mutate, but Eimer library, what is not visible to us, work job for us, do for us immutable kind of mutate, immutable way of mutate. And thanks to Eimer library, we can write this kind of mutate explicit directly as we like, and there is less job for us, less scripting. There is a lot of video I create for Redux, and I don't hurry ahead. I get back now. I little spoke about theory, we can say, like in Redux we have poor object, must be poor object, in must be plain object, and must be poor function, and plain object is predictable. There is in curly brackets there is properties, column, and value. But you can ask ChatGPT what other type of object, only for your information. That it is interesting about that artificial intelligence, ChatGPT. I used a lot of last days, and it is interesting that start in the happening in the evenings. A lot of key speaker talk about artificial intelligence. One of title is does artificial intelligence, concretely ChatGPT, make be wrong for learners. And what he thinking? That he thinking that students get shortcut. But my 10 days experience with artificial intelligence, concretely ChatGPT, show me that it is impossible, because there is no shortcut. Here is, for example, you will some beginner will start to read about Redux, about React, and will read that action is a plain object, and that is curly brackets. Inside that we have properties and value. Also, reducer must be poor function. It is, and give some example. What is it? It is impossible. Impossible to learn anything for one beginners who don't see script, who don't touch keyboard and the typing script and experience about scripting. It is not learning. It is only losing time. And I after my lot of video practice work, I can now speak, and we can converse about what is poor function, what is plain object, what is Redux. It is it is pattern, it is design. What is React? It is library. Does it React framework like Angular? ChatGPT said no, not as Angular, because Angular, there is all what need inside them, but React, when we study React is a separate team in Facebook and separate open source. React router is separate team in Facebook and separate open source. And Redux is separate team in Facebook and separate team of open software. But they work together, we must import them, we must install them, not import, but install, and after that import. And altogether, still not framework, complete framework as Angular. You can chat, you can ask artificial intelligence about that, what really there is Angular, what there is no React. For me, I think about why React go like that, go with the three separate team and go with three separate open source software. And the first idea to me is open source and Redux. Every of that can go with other library or other frameworks. And for example, Redux can go with the Angular framework also, and other frameworks and the library. And it is maybe interesting that Facebook don't go in built-in one big robust framework. We will see in future how would develop, how would be all that research and developing in Facebook. But for now, it's go better and better for developers. Very clear and some excellent library. We learning by learning, practice by practice, we see that poor function, plain object, predictable, it means predictable result of Redux, immutable way of mutate. All that means less bug, less job, better maintenance, longevity of our software, and all together we see that get better and better with every version. That separate work with software React router and Redux can be, we will see, but until now it is get ahead in popularity, get ahead of others framework and library. If we look at in React, it is really practically one small library, but very effective. That library gives us only component. We create component, but we cannot create we have not router. We must install React router or other routers from other company, and we have not. We have some local. We have hooks for local and for all components together, but for local. Not all components together. For local component manage state and get component up if we need that from that component flow data to child component. But with Redux, what we must again install, we have some excellent state management, because Redux is get up on the top above application, React application, and all component of the React application is below of Redux store, and it is simple when we have only one store. All data is in store, and we have only one state, and all other state is a substate, is properties of that one state, and all that together is excellent managing, excellent organization of software. But what I want to say that in React can give HTML link, but we saw in video before that HTML link refresh complete page, not target component, only target component, but complete page, and it is not useful. It is nothing, because principal goal of complete growing JavaScript library and frameworks is main reason is that we change only component, only part of the web page, part what we need to change, not all page. And when I see React, there is nothing, only component, and okay, that hooks for, but that hooks is only now, in last time, for functional component, because class component there is no reason no developing, but function component is simpler, and if we can all with function component, we use little or nothing a class component. It means that chat, GPT or other artificial not remove teachers, but is very good for assistant to very good as communicator, single colleague, which that you can ask what would be ask your colleague, your friend, colleague on the same job, and you can discuss about, for example, you can ask Chat GPT how many document object model there is a React application, and because we have at first, and he respond you 3 first, but you thinking about that first on, you can say, okay, first is index.html, second is virtual document object model, and Third, it is actually document object model, actually. And the virtual document object model is working always, and when changing something, some data is changed, virtual document object is first formed, and after that virtual document object would be compared with actual document object. And if there is a difference, virtual document object model will change with get on screen instead of actual. It would be new actual document object model. And you can think about a reducer after learning and ask like that. But if you don't think, you cannot ask, you cannot speak with the artificial intelligence about 3DOM if you don't have ID, don't come on that ID that reducer there is a 3 document object model. And it is again that we must first practice, learn through practice, experience, learn and thinking, and after some time, practice, we have a lot of questions, and the chat GPT is ideal for that. Maybe after some time we would forget what he happened you, because now you lot of know, and maybe in the future, after longer time of use, we would not be satisfied with his responses. But I think that is very important what we ask him. And our asking must be a lot of our knowledge in our question. But without our knowledge, we will receive from chat GPT very generic response, very generic answer, and like some books of theory, like with chat give us some code, but he don't give us complete code. If you ask him that give you code script for connect reducer application with MySQL relation database management system, you will have excellent part, but not entire, and you will lose in finding over classical method by Google search, find some small part of the code what you didn't receive from chat GPT, and in the end you close that it's better start to learn that part from beginning by yourself. Thank you for watching this video. If you know something that needs video like this one, say them, talk about that in the networks, like, if you like, subscribe if you need it also, and engage, one word, engage. And with your engaging, our community around this video, around all this series of video, of playlist, React for total beginners, all that community would be profit, would be better. More people, more students, better learning. Thank you for watching this video.